Hello, Shakhar Pelled, freelance translator since 1985, sharing with you some insights about the industry, the art, and the profession. And today I'm going to talk about the myth of the niche. Let me fire up my word. So, what is the myth of the niche? It's a new fashion now, driving translators into niches. When you go into conferences, you talk to people in the industry, they tell you, specialize. You have to get into the niche. You have to be the long tail. You have to be the one that is the specialist in the automotive industry or in sewing terms, and there's all kinds of subcategories of various niches. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is that this is a myth, because essentially it is colored by the engineering mindset. It's as if a good doctor will be a better translator of medical materials. But a good doctor could be a really bad linguist and a very bad translator. So all he really knows is these lexical terms which anyone can look up. So the advantage of a specialist over a generalist translator is that he is well versed in the terminology of the subject domain. But this is something that can be acquired in a conversation with a client, from lexicons, from dictionaries. Translators do this all the time because they have many interdisciplinary texts and they have to learn terminology all the time. Also, it is the specialization has nothing to do with language. Let me show you. I've taken one piece and I've sort of concocted 4 different specializations using the same structure. For example, medical, okay? So this I took off the internet somewhere, I don't remember where, some medical website. Esophageal spasms are painful contractions within the muscular tube connecting your mouth and stomach. Esophagus. Esophageal spasms can feel like sudden severe chest pain that lasts from a few minutes to hours. Okay, you would think that a doctor who knows the meaning of esophageal will be better suited than a linguist to translate this. But this is wrong, because a linguist would understand the context, would understand the structure of the sentence, understand the content and know how to translate it into the target language. But a physician may not be so skilled at this because he is oriented towards being a physician, not a translator. Now look at this. Now the same structure exactly. I took the medical stuff and I used it as a template and I just substituted some of the words. And now I've made it into legal. It's the same structure. You can see it. Instead of esophageal spasms, I said frivolous suits are redundant actions within the legal system delaying your legal proceedings. Additional hearings. Frivolous suits can seem like wasteful, redundant actions that last from a few months to years. It's the same linguistic structure, but it's legal. Now I've become a specialist in the legal translations. Now look at IT. Here's an IT version. Packet transmissions are encrypted messages within the wireless network connecting your PC and server. Notice, instead of esophageal spasm, we have packet transmissions. Packet transmissions can be configured in a sudden speedy burst that lasts from a few microseconds to seconds. So now you have to be an IT specialist. It's the same translator, it's the same structure, the same linguistic structure. And even belles lettres, here is something really literary, the same structure. Sublime motions are tender transformations within robust passages connecting meaning and form. Prose. Sublime motions can feel like sudden severe literary shifts that extend from a few sentences to entire paragraphs. So you see, it's exactly the same structure, exactly the same syntax. All that's changed are a few nouns, a few verbs. That's it. And now you need to be a specialist in each one of them. You have to be a good linguist. But a lawyer may not be able to be a good translator, nor will an IT specialist have the right mindset for it. or even a good author can be a very bad translator. So the translation skills needed to translate all these texts are the same. So this idea of specialization, of pushing translators into niches, is just wrong. That's all. And it's a myth. It's a myth that I think serves the marketing departments of MLVs and SLVs, because they can say, our translators, they're all physicians, if they are like life sciences or something. Or our translators, they're all lawyers, which is really not saying anything, because they have to be linguists first and then specialize. And a good generalist translator can specialize in many areas.